All right, guys, so today we have a arm deconstruction training day. So the whole goal of this is to provide the best shape to your arms, provide the best growth, and learn a little bit about training as well. I don't see too much about information out there around arm training. It just seems to be programs slapped together with different arm exercises, tempos, all that sort of stuff. So what we're trying to do is add a little bit of science and thought to our training here. And yeah, so we're going to start with bicep anatomy. So we have the brachialis, the long head, and the short head. So across the next few videos, I will go into what exercises hit what part of the bicep, what it does for your shape, and how you will get the best growth out of your biceps. Okay, so the single most important thing with bicep training, you must stretch the head of the bicep between reps. You cannot grow arms if you're doing half reps or bro reps. You must stretch the head of the bicep and take it through its full range of motion. I cannot stress that enough. Once you do that, you will see the best growth you have ever seen. Okay, so once we've got that important point out of the way, we're going to move to the different parts of the bicep. So we've got the long head here. So long head exercises often have the elbows in front of the body. So as you can see here, I'm really avoiding using my front delts to lift the weight. I'm also keeping my elbows fixed beside my body, and this particular exercise has constant tension. Now we're moving on to the short head. So this is responsible for the peak, that nice peak that you get on your biceps. It does provide the best shape. So short head bicep movements often have the elbow behind the body. So as you can see here, I've got the elbow behind the body. And once again, a really important point is training to true failure on biceps. You cannot grow biceps if you do not train to failure. You must train to failure. And when we fail without lifting our shoulders up. We keep our elbows fixed behind the body. Moving on to the brachialis. So it does provide, although it doesn't provide shape from the front, it provides shape from the side. And I can't stress enough how important it is to train your brachialis. It does provide a lot of arm size, especially when you're hitting side chest movements, or if you're just wanting to fill out a t-shirt. So the brachialis, you can see here I'm doing hammer curls 2 at a time. And then I've moved on to a Swiss bar curl here. So I have my elbows forward. So you can train your hammer, your brachialis with elbows forward or backwards. I recommend mixing it up. And as you can see in that photo there, it does provide a nice pop to my arm having a bigger brachialis. Okay, cool. So we're moving on to triceps now. I won't go into as depth with triceps because I just believe the long head is the most important part to train. But as we go through, we've got the long head, which is the bit that hangs down low, gives you the most shape and size. We have the lateral head, which from the front gives you size, and we have the medial head, which inserts down low. So I will go over a couple of exercises that will give you the best growth, and a few training methods as well. So we all know who C-Bum is, the most popular bodybuilder on the planet right now. The interesting thing about C-Bum is he does not have the best arm genetics. He's trained really smart and hard over the years to build his arms into the position where they look really good. So he's really trained the long head of his tricep really hard. You can see they hang down nice and low. He's also trained the short head of his bicep a lot to get that nice peak as well. So one of the most important things with triceps as well is if you're doing an extension motion, you need to fully stretch the head of the tricep. You cannot just do half reps. Once again, like biceps, you must stretch the tricep and keep the shoulder fixed so that the back and traps don't take over. So just like biceps, we're wanting to train to true failure. So especially on machines where it is safe to train to true failure, but the focus is to not let the back, the lats, the shoulders, the traps take over the movement. And finally, for the best arm growth, you must pair heavy pressing exercises with extension movements. So you cannot just rely on cable machines to grow your arms. You must be strong, and you must lift heavy to fully develop the muscle bellies of the triceps. All right, so for the best arm growth possible, we want to train through the full range of motion, a stretched position to a contracted position. We want to train each head of the bicep and tricep evenly. So I would split that into 2 exercises of each head of the muscle groups. And we also want to pair heavy pressing and pulling exercises with isolation exercises. We also want to train to true failure, keeping the active muscle group under control and not letting other muscle groups take over. Try it out, guys, and let me know what you think.